Now we are going to do a bedpan on a resident, okay? So first off, you will need a trash can, right? Put your stuff in. You will need your wipes, toilet paper, make sure they get clean. You will need, if they're on I&O to measure, you'll need to know how much to measure. You will need a towel to cover the bedpan so they can't see what they have. They can't see what mess they've made or whatever. And then a chuck and a bath blanket, even though it doesn't mention bath blanket in here, it's very important we have one, but I'll show you something there. Finally, you'll need a couple of bedpans. You get your regular bedpan right here. This is the front, this is the back, slides underneath of you, use there. Girls use these to pee and poop in, boys use them to poop, and then we have a urinal for pee. This is a fracture bedpan. One, if you've got a hip fracture or so forth, it just slides. Notice the lower profile, so you don't have to raise up as much. This one will just slide under the buttocks to kind of get up in here, okay? So, but for us, we're going to use this one today. So the first thing we're going to do is, first off, let me mention this really quick. See this over bedside table we have here? This bed table, never are you to put toilet paper, wipes, urine, a bedpan, anything like this does not go on this bed, oversized bed table, because this is where they eat, okay? They eat, they drink, they set their phone, everything goes on here, so it doesn't. You will either use a table like this, or you will have a, what do they usually use? They use a chair, or you could use a chair to set your bedpan in. Just really depends what you have. So we're going to slide it here for now. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to knock a knock. Hello, my name is Jimmy. Are you Mrs. Smith? You are wonderful. Well, we are going to get you to use the restroom, okay? Then I'm going to wash my hands and provide for privacy, all right? Then I'm going to bring this, actually I want to put my gloves on because you never know when an emergency hits, so you should always wear your gloves when you're doing this. Put my gloves on. I want you to raise this side up. Come back over. So I like to work on this side. Raise the bed. The bed will raise to how high? Waist height, right? Wonderful. Make sure the bed goes up to waist height. Right now, too low, okay? The bed's gotta be waist height. Right about here will be fine. We're gonna lower this side that we're on, and we are going to open this up and put this over the resident. Now, honestly, I don't like to use these for this because most people don't like to use the bathroom with covers on them, but we have them here for them. So for this case, we'll say she doesn't like this on her. So we're gonna put this down here for you guys so you can see what we're doing as well, okay? Next, since this is down, we have a bath blanket. I'm going to roll her on her side, raise this up, and I'm gonna put this chuck down. Again, it doesn't matter which way it goes. I just prefer long ways. And then I'm going to take this, it opens in the front, and I'm going to push it in and put her on the bedpan, just like so, okay? Now, so you can see what it looks like. It will need to be adjusted, okay? But she'll need to be back farther on it because when she sets up, it'll be all wonky. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to raise this up. I'm going to hold this like this to keep it from spilling. I'm going to raise her head of the bed up, okay? Now these mannequins, just really quick, can you bring that in here really fast and I'll show you something. These mannequins, they turn here and they bend here and here, so they're not very stable. So we'll have to move her a little bit to get her in a true seated position. But a lot of people, if you can, put them in Fowler's position as high as they can go, like this as high as the bed can go, and then we will adjust, okay? Kind of the best way we can get it up here, just like this, okay? So right now she's sitting on the bedpan. If she needed to, she could set up a little straighter and lean a little forward. However, but our rails are up, she would be covered if there's anybody around. I'm going to take this glove off and put it in the trash because I'm going to, the book tells you take both gloves off here. I like to keep one on to hold this bedpan as I'm lowering the bed, just in case they move or turn. And I've got one hand still free to maneuver, okay? Make sense? She's nodding, yes, okay. All right, so we lower the bed down. Now remember, before I touch the bed rails, I've got to take this glove off, okay? And it will also go in the trash. So we'll move this over, just like so. Just like this. I'm going to give them whatever they would like, toilet paper, wipes, whatever they prefer, and give them the call light right here and tell them when she's ready, give me a call and I will come back in. So then I'll wash my hands and then I will leave the room, okay? And as I leave the room, she will sit on the bedpan, do the business that she's got to do on the business or whatever. So then she hits the call light and now it's time for us to come in. So I will come back in, I will wash my hands, then I will go ahead and put gloves on, all right? Now, why do we put gloves on before we touch all the rails and stuff? Well, that's actually a pretty simple question. We don't know how clean her hands are at this point, right? Her hands could be a lot of stool on them or so forth, and we don't want to really mess with that. I want her to take the things out of her way here. Kind of move this over. Take this back. I now am going to do this. Raise this rail on this side. All right. I'm going to raise this one, and I'm going to raise the bed while holding this. When it gets up a little higher, in just a moment, you can hold this here to keep her from falling, leaning over. Then when she gets a little higher up, actually when I turn her, I like to hold under her leg to hold this pan. I'll show you what I mean in just a moment. Raise this up, lower this rail. Actually, I need to lower the head of the bed. My bad, I want to hold it right here. And the head of the bed down. And holding this pan, because when she moves, if she moves wrong, this pan will flop, right? And it's got urine or feces in it. So we'll lay her down, and I'll hold her right here. Lay this down. Then now is where I'll come under her leg and hold this pan right here. And I will take her just like this and easily move her. Now what you got to be careful about is if you flop this over like that, then you'll get everything on you. So when you lay her over, just try to keep it as straight as possible, okay? She will lay on her side for you. If you just maneuver her just however you want. Then I'm going to bring this to a chair or her bedside table and cover this up, just like so. I will take this or the wipes, finish wiping her if need be. If she did not do it herself, I will move this out of the way. This will go in the garbage can. These will come off at this point, okay? I will lay her back over, put this down. We'll say now she wants to be covered up because she's finished with her business. Now I'm going to get this up. Move her over, like so. Just like this. We'll lower the bed, so we'll raise this rail up. Then, when she gets down to the ground, low as the bed will go. We'll lower the rails. Adjust everything here accordingly. Come to this side. Adjust this accordingly. Make sure she is nice and comfortable in the position she feels most safe and comfortable in. We're going to give her her call light, but we are not finished. Normally, here's where we would report and record, but we have to deal with this. So let us grab another set of gloves, okay? So you will need a third set of gloves. Put them on your hands. Then we will take this to the restroom, where she goes to the restroom, and here is where, if she needed to, was on INO, we would measure it, so forth here, we would flush it down the toilet, rinse it out, what have you. Then we would come back after we'd cleaned it, rinse it off, and it would go in her drawer, okay? At that point, we would then go ahead and take off our gloves, throw them in the garbage, tell her to call us if she needs anything, and then wash our hands and report and record.